It's 5 and 10 from Skywatch TV, 5 things you need to know for Friday, July 19th, 2024. I'm Derek Gilbert. Our Friday 5, the 5 big stories of the week. Obviously, topic number 5 this week is Donald Trump, now the official Republican Party nominee for president, but questions remain over the incident at the campaign rally in Butler County, Pennsylvania last Saturday. For example, how did the gunman, Thomas Matthew Crooks, get so close with a rifle? Witnesses told reporters they saw Crooks bear crawling on the roof of the building about 140 yards from the stage where Trump was speaking, tried for several minutes to get the attention of police and Secret Service. But it's even worse. Law enforcement officials, we now know, identified Crooks as a person of interest at the rally 62 minutes before he shot at President Trump. Authorities spotted Crooks at 5:10 p.m. Before law enforcement spotted him with a range finder at 5:30 p.m., they sent a radio alert to a command post. Local law enforcement, Secret Service agents then tried to find him, but lost him in the crowd until 5:52 p.m. when he was spotted on the roof by a Secret Service counter sniper who was positioned on a rooftop near the stage. Trump took the stage 10 minutes later. So they knew for 10 full minutes before Trump got on stage that there was a guy on the roof about 400 feet away. Talked for several minutes until about 6:09 p.m. when people in the crowd saw Crooks. That's when they tried to notify law enforcement, and several minutes later is when he opened fire on President Trump. Now, further, as of this morning, Friday, Missouri Senator Josh Hawley reported or tweeted, posted to X, it's not Twitter anymore, so it's posted to X, that according to new whistleblowers, most of the security team detached to President Trump who worked the event last Saturday were not even Secret Service agents. They were instead drawn from the Department of Homeland Security's investigations team, or HSI. In other words, inexperienced and unprepared personnel. U.S. Secret Service whistleblowers have also approached the House Judiciary Committee, claiming that there were limited resources to cover former President Trump last weekend due to the NATO summit in Washington, D.C., and First Lady Jill Biden's campaign rally in Pittsburgh. Donald Trump got the B team. So key questions. Why was the roof from which Crooks took his shot not occupied by somebody, either from the Secret Service or local law enforcement? The excuse given by the director of the Secret Service, the roof was too sloped. Why were there the warnings about Crooks not acted upon? Effectively acted upon. Why was he not detained for questioning, since he was spotted more than half an hour before President Trump took the stage with the rangefinder? And finally, the big question, is it plausible that the Secret Service, Department of Homeland Security, and local law enforcement are really that incompetent? That is the question that must be answered. Topic number 4, J.D. Vance. The other big news this week, President Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, junior senator from Ohio, 39-year-old Marine Corps veteran, served in Iraq, graduate of Ohio State, Yale Law, an articulate speaker on the campaign trail. We're looking forward to the vice presidential debates, but here's the thing. The Trump-Vance campaign said they would not schedule a vice presidential debate until Kamala Harris picks her running mate. They're trolling the Biden campaign, and that leads to topic number 3, Joe Biden. You know it's bad for President Biden when he's lost Democrat Representative Adam Schiff. California Democrat running for Senate in California. Schiff may not be the most honest person in Congress, which is putting it mildly, but he is an almost perfect indicator of the official deep state narrative, in which case President Biden has a big problem. Last Saturday, hours before Donald Trump was targeted by Crooks, Biden went on what's been described as an unhinged rant on a Zoom call with other Democrats, Democratic lawmakers, basically telling them they should get in line behind his campaign. He shouted, reportedly, at Colorado Representative Jason Crow, who had questioned Biden's ability to win. Jason Crow, 3 tours in Afghanistan and Iraq as an Army Ranger. Biden arguing that his son, Beau Bridges, who had a Bronze Star as an attorney in Iraq, had done more than Crow. It's sad. Anyway, following that Zoom call, Schiff has publicly now called for Biden to pass the torch. He's joining a growing number of Democratic heavyweights who have publicly or privately counseled Joe Biden to get out. This would include Chuck Schumer, House Majority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, or Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, that is, even Barack Obama, saying that for the good of the party, Joe should step aside. Insiders reporting that President Biden could decide to suspend his campaign for president as early as this weekend. There were reports Thursday that his resignation speech had already been written. That story's now been debunked or denied, rather, by insiders, saying that is not the case. It could be that story just floated out there to increase public pressure on the president to get out of the race. But we will see what happens. It's probably sooner rather than later than President Biden finally listens to those around him. According to some insiders, the president has gone from saying Kamala can't win to asking now, do you think Kamala can win? That is a big change. By the way, President Biden recuperating in Delaware after testing positive for COVID on Wednesday night. Interestingly, in an interview earlier in the day with Black Entertainment Television, President Biden said he would consider dropping out of the race if his doctor said he had a medical condition. And then hours later, the COVID diagnosis. Topic number 2, Israel. A drone hit central Tel Aviv Thursday night, very early Friday morning. One man was killed, 8 more injured in this drone. According to Saudi news outlet Al Arabiya, the Houthis in Yemen launched the drone. In fact, 4 drones and a ballistic missile. The missile and 3 of the drones shot down by U.S. forces in the region. The 4th getting through, crashing into a building in Tel Aviv. No alarms sounded. The IDF is investigating as to how the drone entered Israeli airspace without triggering any alarms. Meanwhile, 68 members of the Knesset from 9 different political parties, representing more than 80 Knesset members, that is about 2/3 majority of the 121-member body, have voted against ever sanctioning a Palestinian state. Knesset member Dan Iluz of the Likud party gave remarks in English, said, quote, "A Palestinian state is not just a bad idea, it's a dangerous one under any circumstances, but especially now," meaning following October 7th and the deadly Hamas attack on southern Israel. Concluded by saying, "So let's be unequivocal, there will be no Palestinian state, not now, not ever. We owe this to our children, we owe it to our ancestors, we owe it to the future of Israel and the free world," end quote. Be clear, Israel is on the front line of a civilizational clash, a spiritual clash between the forces of Islam and the rest of the world. If you think that's overstating the case, do some reading on the history of Islam and the 1,400 years of violence between Islam and those who refuse to bow the knee to the teachings of Muhammad. By the way, as we noted earlier this week, Joshua's altar has been vandalized again. That discovered a week ago Friday. Activists from the group Fighting for Every Dunam found that one wall has been damaged, several layers of stones removed. Our friend Aaron Lipkin, CEO of Lipkin Tours, was there this morning, Israel time, reported that it needs to be repaired. This is not the first time this has been damaged. In fact, as I mentioned earlier this week, when we were in Israel in early May, an improvised explosive device was found wedged between the stones of the altar, the intent not just to damage the altar itself, but to injure or kill Jews coming to the site to pray, as they've been doing on Friday mornings. Coming up, the biggest IT outage ever, straight ahead on the Friday Five.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible book, Overcoming Cancer, From Despair and Desperation to Hope, Life, and a Newfound Mission, in the Lynette Hill special offer. This amazing opportunity includes the brand new book by Lynette Hill, Overcoming Cancer, From Despair and Desperation to Hope, Life, and a Newfound Mission, that details her harrowing journey from a prognosis of death to her own awe-inspiring restoration after discovering God's path for true healing, maximizing immunity, and supporting recovery. But that's not all. This unbelievable collection also includes my book, Unlocking Eden, with companion DVD that reveals the true underlying root cause behind why millions of Americans are suffering a health crisis epidemic right now completely unnecessarily. From the importance of detoxification, unburdening metabolic pathways, and maximizing methylation, the Unlocking Eden book and companion DVD collection is filled with groundbreaking information that can help you revolutionize your health and your life. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of over $65. Yours now for your donation of only $35, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So act quickly. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity right now, but it's available only while supplies last, so don't delay. You can visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Lynette Hill special offer.
Item number one today, the biggest IT outage ever. That's what they're calling it. A massive failure, a technical issue with U.S. cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike, causing a global outage impacting Microsoft software. This is an update to its Falcon virus scanner. Caused the blue screen of death all over the world. Mac and Linux users, that is, which would include us, not affected, but it did affect airlines, hospitals, 911 lines here in the United States. That the emergency services hotline down in several states. According to the FAA here, nearly all major American carriers, including Delta, American, United, forced to temporarily ground all of their flights due to the outage. U.S. airports, including Logan in Boston, Harry Reid in Las Vegas, LaGuardia in New York, General Mitchell in Milwaukee, completely shut down for a time. Other hospitals, other airports reporting major delays. Banks, hospitals, major retail outlets reporting all kinds of problems. You couldn't process credit cards or debit cards at many places. Imagine retailers having to accept cash. What is this, the 20th century? CrowdStrike has been in the news quite a bit. It was reportedly the company that did the cybersecurity analysis on who leaked the emails from the Democratic National Committee back in 2016. Of course, this was blamed on Vladimir Putin and the Russians trying to get Donald Trump elected. A forensic analysis of the data showed it was actually those emails were loaded onto a thumb drive and sneaked out of DNC headquarters. But anyway, CrowdStrike was right in the middle of that. Trump asking Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky about CrowdStrike is what prompted his first impeachment. He was getting a little too close to the truth. Bear in mind, CrowdStrike was a contractor of the DNC and the Hillary Clinton campaign. Anyway, an overdependence on one software supplier, Microsoft, and one cybersecurity firm, CrowdStrike, appears to in itself be a vulnerability to issues. This is not a hack. This was just a botched software upgrade. But again, they're calling it the biggest IT outage worldwide, grounding planes, shutting down hospitals, some hospitals in northern Germany having to delay elective surgery because their computer systems were down. And again, disrupting business because suddenly you couldn't swipe a card to complete your transaction anymore. And who carries cash? Well, just for reasons like this. Probably a good idea. Look at all the grounded airplanes today. We're way too dependent on algorithms and the internet for day-to-day living. Well, this week on Skywatch TV, week number 2 with Lynette Hill, her new book, Overcoming Cancer, a book that is sadly very much relevant for too many of us. Don't miss these programs. You can watch them right now at skywatchtv.com. All of our video content is always there. You can also find it right now on our over-the-air Christian partners, the broadcast networks. The schedule is posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. You can also watch it right now on Roku or Apple TV. If you've got the Skywatch TV app added to your set-top box, you can watch it over the internet, YouTube, at Skywatch Television, rumble.com/SkywatchTV. But best of all, get our free app because that bypasses the tech gatekeepers, brings all of the content right to your smartphone or tablet, whether you're watching iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire, or carrying that in your device. We have links to their app stores so you can find the app that's right for your device at skywatchtv.com/app. 5 in 10 online, YouTube at 5 in 10, on X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching as we keep watch. Have a blessed weekend and pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.
Hi friends, Pastor Mike Spaulding here to announce the Go Therefore 2024 conference. We will gather Friday and Saturday, July the 26th and 27th at Harvest Revival Center in Brookville, Ohio. This year we welcome the following scholars, Bible teachers, and researchers: Derek and Sharon Gilbert, Joe Horn, L.A. Marzulli, Dr. Judd Burton, Pastor Paul Begley, Pastor Carl Gallops, Dr. Greg Reed, Tom Dunn, and Dr. Sherry Tenpenny will be doing a book signing for her new book, Walking with God. Live stream is available. Ministry tables are available for like-minded ministries. Hotel and other information is on the conference website, www.gothereforeconference.com. Gothereforeconference.com. Looking forward to seeing you.